may contain a colorant that is not approved for the eye area in the US, Canada, and Brazil. So I'm quite scared because, and yes, before we do our eyeshadow palette review, please let me introduce myself. My name is Alicat Castle, and on this channel, we celebrate makeup, we also celebrate life, we also do a lot of eyeshadow palette reviews, and we celebrate everything that's beautiful, including you, yes! So the eyeshadow palette that we will be reviewing today is the Voss Violet Sunset Eyeshadow Palette. Yes, I actually got this from the Boxycharm Beauty subscription box, which I only paid like $26.50, and we get 5 full-size products. And if you actually go to shopvioletvoss.com, this is actually being sold for $36. So super happy that I actually got this here. But I was actually reading the box, and it actually has a warning. So to all of you from the United States, Canada, and Brazil, it actually says that, warning, the colors champagne, amber sky, lilac, violet sunset, sunset, blush, and dusk may contain a colorant that is not approved for the eye area in the US, Canada, and Brazil. So I'm quite scared because that means 7 eyeshadows out of 10 is not approved here. But you know what? Sometimes we need to take the risk in life, so we just need to risk it, yes, and do a tutorial and a review on this. So without further ado, let's begin. So I already prepped my eye with the Beauty Crop Stuck On You eyeshadow primer all over my eyelid. So without further ado, let's open this beauty, yes. So here she is, yes, and we actually get 10 colors. So I actually have to do like a repeat of this video because previously when I actually did it, there was someone suddenly who started to vacuum outside, so I have to like redo it. So there's at least 3 colors that I already used that we will revisit today, which is this, and this. So without further ado, let's start again with the color Dusk, which looks like a dark chocolate color. And I would apply that right a little bit on the outside, as you can see, of my eyelids, because we will connect that later on the bottom lash line. And we're going to tap it so that it can really deposit the color, since it is considered as a pressed pigment. As you actually see it, it actually looks like a true color that's same as in the eyeshadow palette. So that's pretty good. So now let's actually try the Amber Sky, which is kind of like a reddish brown. Let's actually see if that will appear the same once we put it on the lid. Okay. So far that's actually appearing the same as well. This is actually my first time using a Violet Voss eyeshadow palette. How about you? Have you actually tried Violet's Voss eyeshadow palette? If you have, please let me know. Yes. So now let's actually try Sunset. Let's actually try to use blush first. And let's actually blend that right next to the darker color, like the first color that we did. And then after that, let's actually try Sunset. And then we're going to apply that right here next to the medium brown. Oh, wow. That's actually really pigmented. Let me just actually like blend it a little bit. But so far, the color payoff is really good. Now, let's actually try the lilac. And let's actually try this right here on the center part of our lid. Oh my gosh, that looks like it's all striped colors, yes! But I can actually say that so far, the mattes are performing well. And then after that, let me just actually go back a little bit to these 2 colors. And then really tap it, and then just blend that right in between where we applied its original place. And then right here as well. Look at that, yes! So now let's actually try some shimmer. Let's actually try the Violet Sunset. Let's actually swatch it. That's really, really pretty. So now let's actually try it if it's gonna register the same right on the eyelid. If you actually put it right on top of the lilac color, it's appearing to be like magenta-like, but it's still pretty. And then after that, let's actually try the champagne. Let's actually see if this is gonna register the same. Champagne actually appears more of kind of like a rose gold color. So let's actually try to put champagne right on our center lid. If you actually hear some helicopters, so sorry, I'm actually in Washington, D.C. There's always something going on in here. Look at that. That's actually pretty. Let's actually now wet it. Let's actually see if there's actually going to be more intensity when we wet our fingers. So I'm actually gonna spray the middle finger since that's what I used. Now let's actually dip it again. And then we're going to apply it again right in the center. Okay. I actually like it more when it's wet than dry because I actually think that it actually gives a better deposit right onto our skin. What do you guys think so far? And then after that, let's actually go back now to the lilac color. Let me actually like use this. And then let me just actually like blend it in between the dark brown and where we apply the shimmers as well. Let me also do it right here. But so far, I can say it's really pretty, yes! And now let's actually try this color. Let's actually now do the crease. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm thinking of like doing sunset with a little bit of peach. Just because when we actually tried the sunset, that was super pigmented. So what I usually like to do is, if I usually apply a matte color right on my crease, I like to mix it with a little bit of shimmer because that will diffuse how dark the pigment is. So it would actually be easier for you to have a transitional color. But so far, that's really pretty, yes! So now let's actually try the peach color. We actually haven't tried this yet. So the peach actually is kind of like a light rose gold. And now this is appearing to be more warm, which is like the champagne. And I think that's trying to look a little bit pinky because I actually mix it with sunset. So now let's actually try vanilla. Let's actually try that right here. Vanilla is true to its color right there. So you know what we're gonna do? Let's actually do the upper crease. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mix peach and vanilla. And then we're going to just like use our blending brush and create like a little rainbow going back and forth. And then after that, let me actually go back to sunset and blush. And then I'm going to apply that a little bit right on the crease again. Just so that there's actually going to be a true gradiating effect. So it's not like if it's dark, then it's like a highlight. So far, it's like a good balance. Now let's actually do our bottom lash line. So you know, for our bottom lash line, let's actually try with the desert sand first, which I actually think you can also use on the brow. Okay, so that's actually a very good light brown color as our first initial color. And then you actually just do little dashes all the way through. What do you guys think of that? I actually like that color so far. And then after that, let's actually blend it in with Amber Sky and a little bit of blush. Then we're gonna put that right on top. It's always easier to layer things, especially from the bottom lash line, if you start with a color that's lighter. And then after that, let's actually gear it towards Amber Sky. And then see, we're gonna connect now from the darker shade that we did outside. That's why you see, when I actually started in the beginning, it was a little bit outside the lash, outside the eyelids. That's because it would be easier for you to connect it right on the bottom. Yes. Then we're gonna do little dashes. And then let's actually do more of the dusk. And then do it really close to the bottom lash line. And then go back to that again so that we can actually connect it where we first began. Yes, or where we first started. And then after that, let me actually use some eyeliner right on the inner bottom of my eye, which is the LA Girl eyeliner. And we're gonna do it right here. I told you there's a lot of like helicopters. And then this one will just really give us like a perfect smoky eye. Look how pretty she is! And you know what? Just for fun, let's actually use the lilac as well as like the violet shimmer. Let's actually mix it. Let's actually do that right on the inner crease. Yes, with your blending brush. What do you guys think of that? I actually think that that's really, really pretty. And then just blend it with your fingers. Look at that! And let's actually just go back again to vanilla and peach. And you know what? Let's also mix it with sunset. And just go back to the upper crease towards the center of the lid. Look at that! Yes, on that note, let me just actually finish this with some eyeliner, some lashes, and then let me do my other eye and put some lips, and I'll give you my overall thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. Yeah! And here's our final look. So now it's time for our overall thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. So first and foremost, the matte colors. I actually think that the matte eyeshadows performed really well, super pigmented. Second, the shimmery eyeshadows. When we swatched them right on my wrist, I actually think that it did a great job. But when we layered it right on our eyelids on top of the matte eyeshadows, I actually think that it was okay. It was not as pigmented as when we swatched them on my wrist. But third, I actually think that the combination of both the mattes and the shimmers did a very good job creating this purple smoky eye. But my final thoughts, I'm a bit weary and scared because 7 eyeshadows out of 10, the ingredients are not approved in the US, in Canada, and in Brazil. So I actually just want to make sure that before I apply this, that I will use an eyeshadow primer. So make sure that you use an eyeshadow primer as well. And at night, let's make sure that we take it off with a makeup remover. Because I actually think that if we actually sleep this on right on the eyelids, I will be so paranoid the next day that I'm going to be so scared. So there you go. But overall, I think that it did a pretty good job. So there you have it. If you enjoyed our product review and tutorial, hope that you can support this video by giving it a thumbs up. And also, if you're into a channel that celebrates makeup, celebrates life, and celebrates you, as well as doing eyeshadow palette tutorials and reviews, hope you can consider subscribing as well. Again, my name is Alicat Castle, telling you and reminding you that you are beautiful just the way you are with or without makeup. And also, if you would like to see more detailed pictures of our eye makeup today, hope that you can also check out my Instagram, Alicat Castle, where you will see more behind the scenes as well. So there you have it. I'll see you again soon. Love you. Bye-bye.